Welcome to a beautiful day in Kansas City, Missouri, and America's Game of the Week. The Green Bay Packers on their 7-game winning streak, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, coming off a win on Monday night. A record of 4-4, 72 degrees. Couldn't be any better here in the first week of November. Kansas City won the toss. They defer, so we get to see young Jordan Love right out of the gate. Glad you're with us today on Fox. Malik Taylor will bring it. And not able to make the 25. Knocked down by Mike Hughes. And here comes Jordan Love. First NFL start, doing it in a hostile environment. One of the best stadiums in the NFL. And moments ago, a hug from his head coach, Matt LaFleur. Everybody on that sideline coming up to him. And he's got plenty of noise to deal with as the drive starts at the 24. Love keeps, rolls out, dumps it off, incomplete for Dominique Daphne. Willie Gay with pressure on the quarterback, who starts 0 for 1.
Well, immediately Kansas City comes up and they are going to try to take the run away, of course, with it being Jordan Love's first start. Good call there by Matt LaFleur as far as trying to take advantage of that with the play action. I think we're going to see a lot of those types of things early in this game. Quick passing game. Just try to allow Jordan Love to settle into this thing.
Toss to Jones. Breaks one tackle. Ends up picking up 4 as Anthony Hitchens makes the stop. Hitchens back with a tricep injury that cost him the last 2 games. And here's the offensive line. No David Bakhtiari. They thought they might get him back this week. Not ready, but they do get their top 3 receivers back they didn't have in that win out in Arizona. 3rd down and 6. Love trying to drop it off for Jones. Incomplete. 4th down. Anything but a clean pocket. Time ran out, and it's 3 and out.
Well, it's just a matter of things kind of slowing down for Jordan Love. Right now, it's 100 miles an hour for him, and so they play coverage. Kansas City, you see the safeties play deep. He had a chance in the middle if he sees it right away and anticipates it. He's got a clean shot, but not seeing it as clearly as what an Aaron Rodgers would. He at least is able to get out of that with a punt and didn't force anything into coverage.
Melvin Ingram had pressure and got his hand on the arm of Love. Here's a short punt by Bojorquez, and on a hop, Hardman takes it. And good starting field position for Kansas City after just a 38-yard punt. Here comes Patrick Mahomes, and everybody, Troy, wants to know what's wrong with this Chiefs offense. One thing that's easy to spot, all the turnovers. 19 giveaways, the most in the NFL.
A lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties. It's hard, they're playing losing football. It's hard to win when you're doing those kinds of things. They haven't gotten the big plays either. I mean, it's one thing if you're turning the ball over and you've got the setbacks with the penalties as long as you're getting the big plays down the field, but they've been hard to come by.
Quick throw, Hill. Trying to make moves, and staying right with him is Kevin King. A gain of just 1 as King is back after missing the last 3 games with a shoulder injury. Let's talk about this offense. You know about the giveaways, and they are 4th ranked overall. In fact, it's not, Troy, like they're not getting yards. Just under 413 yards a game. It's a big number.
No, they're moving the ball on the teams that they've played. They've just shot themselves in the foot, as Chiefs fans know all too well.
Mahomes to his right, skips it in there, incomplete. With Tyreek Hill a little slow to get up after that ball hit him, and it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he's coming off a little gingerly, but I'll tell you that when you look at the Chiefs offensively, yeah, they've had the turnovers, they've had the penalties, but Mahomes hasn't been as clean as what we're used to either as far as accuracy goes, and that was a pretty good example of it there on 2nd down. He had an open receiver and just unable to get the ball to him.
So 3rd down and 9, Mahomes slings it, Kelsey with a catch. Close to first down yardage, it's 4th down, just short by half a yard.
Yeah, it was going to, because he was right at the first down markers, and then he came forward just a touch, push this up a little bit more. You see he passes, but then when he comes and makes the play, that's a good job by Chandon Sullivan, and the Chiefs, by no surprise, are going for it.
Opportunity for this Green Bay team and their defense as they hand, and a first down plus. Williams rumbles into Packer territory, and a gain of 12 on 4th and 1.
That's good, tough running there by Darrell Williams. I think even at the point of contact right there with Kenny Clark, he has enough for the first down. Just no wrap-up whatsoever. Just comes in with a shoulder, big body on him. But Darrell Williams, he's a tough physical runner.
Mahomes, quick throw, pass caught. Hill is back, and he's got 10. First down for Kansas City as he was working on Rasul Douglas. We understand Eric Stokes, the rookie, starting corner, hurt his knee during warm-ups. He's questionable to play. They're glad they get Kevin King back. Delayed handoff. Here's Williams again. And on first down, a gain of 7. Jonathan Garvin on the tackle for Green Bay.
Well, and I do think that this is going to be the key for Kansas City. We have done games going back to last year against Buffalo when they played nothing but shell coverage. And the Chiefs ran for about 250 yards that night. They did again this year against the Eagles. I think they can't be so stubborn they're not willing to run the ball when they're getting the looks that are conducive to it.
Bobble on the handoff, but a first down as Williams takes it to the 20. Gain of 7.
So this is a nice drive. They've come out on early downs, first downs. They've thrown the football, but they've picked up the first down on the ground, and now they're running it the last couple of times with it. And I like this group and the things that they're able to do running the ball. They don't run it often, but when they do, they've been effective this year.
3 rookies starting up front, with the center Humphrey, the right guard Trey Smith, and Lucas Niang, who opted out last year. Second straight start at right tackle. Mahomes throws it away. Let's go to Carissa Thompson standing by with a game break.
Thank you, Joe. Due to NFL rules, some of you guys didn't get to see the ending of this game. Tied at 31 in OT. Justin Tucker's 36-yard field goal attempt is good. Ravens improved to 6-2. Joe?
Carissa, we will see the Ravens on Thursday in a visit to Miami on Thursday Night Football. 2nd and 10 here in Kansas City. Williams right side, and a nice tackle is made by Chris Barnes, filled the hole, and a gain of only 1.
That's a great job by Chris Barnes. You're totally right, Joe. The movement up front with the offensive line, you're going to see what Darrell Williams sees as he gets through this. The offensive line does an excellent job with the hole there, but Chris Barnes, number 51, he just feels it the way a linebacker should. And like you said, just a minimal gain.
So 3rd and 9. Tenth play of this drive. Mahomes over the middle. Hill Flag down on the play, and Hill looks to be just short of first down yardage before the call, as he's tackled by Douglas.
Holding, defense, number 29, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And they're doubling up Tyreek Hill. He sees a lot of that. There's the grab on the left arm. Also has Adrian Amos over the top. But when you're running those kinds of routes and those short underneath breakers, you know, you can put 3 guys over there. It's not going to work. So he's able to pick up the first down, and a big third down conversion it was.
Yeah, they get it by the penalty on the defensive hold. Here's a little push. Hardman forced out by Douglas, a gain of 4. If you're just joining us, the Kansas City Chiefs won the coin toss and deferred, so that meant an early look at Jordan Love. His first NFL start here in Kansas City, a notoriously tough place to play. Packers went 3 and out on offense, and this is the first possession for the Chiefs, and they have been impressive so far.
Yes, they have, and this is where these games come down to. Who's able to come away with touchdowns in the red zone? The Chiefs have struggled down here, and the Packers have as well defensively.
Mahomes, good protection underneath. Pass is caught by Robinson. And Demarcus Robinson forced out with a gain of 2 by Devondre Campbell, who is playing the best of his career after 4 years in Atlanta, 1 year in Arizona, and he's been all over the place for the Packer defense.
Well, 2 weeks ago against Washington, the Packers held the Washington football team out of the end zone. They were 0 for 4 in the red zone. Last week against Arizona, the Cardinals were 3 for 4. It's the only times this year that Green Bay has held anybody out of the end zone in the red zone. So this is a big third down right here for the Packers defensively.
Williams gets it, bounces off, and picks up the first down to the 1. Good tough running by Darrell Williams for 6. First and goal.
Well, it was so good because initially I think it was Preston Smith who was out there on the edge. Couldn't tell exactly who it was. No, it was Rashawn Gary, but once he goes back inside, had he have stayed up the field, he was in a great position. Williams isn't able to bounce that then outside. But once Rashawn Gary came underneath, which he has a tendency to do at times, and allow the escape on the edge, and Darrell Williams with some good tough running. He's had a few tough runs here in this opening possession.
Lucas Niang is getting assistance to walk off as Andrew Wiley will take over out at right tackle. So Niang, who started the first 5 games at right tackle, gave way to Mike Remmers. Remmers is not available, inactive with a knee injury, and now it's Andrew Wiley at right tackle. Fourth-year player from Eastern Michigan. First and goal with the ball sitting at the 1. Williams, big hit, didn't get it. See who delivered that hit underneath, as both Chris Barnes and TJ Slayton combined on the stop, and Williams, once he was hit, didn't go anywhere.
It was right here that came up and filled the hole.
Yep, Barnes again.
It's a really nice job of him just coming up, plugging the hole.
Another handoff and another stop. Campbell made this one. Now third and goal.
Yeah, Devondre Campbell right here in the middle. He steps up. This time it's his turn to take the load. This front doing an outstanding job. The linebackers really playing physical downhill football here for the Packers.
15th play of this drive. Mahomes flips, pass, caught. Kelsey, touchdown, Kansas City.
Kelsey's the one right here as he's moving across, and then he gets lost. They just totally blow the coverage and turn him loose. That's what some of that motion does, and then when you have multiple tight ends. But nice job there on third down, being able to get that in for Kansas City.
What a first possession for the Chiefs. They've been looking for more of these. Took almost 8 minutes off the clock. 15-play, 64-yard drive. Kelsey up to get it. His 5th of the year, 7-0 Chiefs at home. It's got to be the best smelling parking lot around the National Football League here in Kansas City, where their Chiefs are up 7-0 on an impressive first possession as they marched it down the field and took almost 8 minutes off the clock. And for Travis Kelsey in the red zone this year, 7 targets, 7 catches, 4 touchdowns, and he has his 53rd career touchdown reception. And Butker is going to ask for help. As Mike Hughes will have the unenviable task of holding that ball on the tee.
Yeah, I never liked it. It sounds like you didn't like doing that either.
No. Into the end zone it goes, and out to the 25. And let's check in for the first time today with Aaron Andrews.
Jordan Love said his first thought when Aaron Rodgers was ruled out was, wow, I'm the starter. I didn't know when the opportunity would come to me. He said, my mindset coming into this is I'll tell myself I'm a great player. I'm ready for this. My confidence is at an all-time high. Joe, speaking of high, so is the seat that his mother Anna is sitting in. Now, these are the away team's appointed seats. She hasn't missed a game since he was a redshirt freshman at Utah State, and you know she didn't want to miss today.
She watches her son's second possession start at the 25. He hands off to A.J. Dillon. And A.J. is just short of first down yardage. We were really impressed with Dillon and Jones. Obviously, he's impressive every week, but A.J. Dillon in that win a week ago Thursday in Arizona.
Well, he's going to need the same kind of performance tonight, because when you've got a quarterback making his first start, and Kansas City knows this, they're stacking the line of scrimmage, but they have to be able to run the football. And as you said, A.J. Dillon, he was physical. He was able to break tackles. He looked as good as I've seen him on Thursday night.
And there he is again, right up the gut. Down near the 49 as Tyrann Mathieu delivered the hit, but Dillon carries it for 14 yards.
And a big part of it is this offensive line and the holes that they're able to create. They really created a lot of movement against the Cardinals, and what a great job by A.J. Dillon there of seeing the hole, putting his foot in the ground, and getting north and south. You know, a lot of people, it doesn't matter if they put an extra defender in the box. If the extra defender isn't in a position to make a play, then it doesn't matter. So a lot of teams sometimes shy away from running the football. The Packers will remain committed.
Pass underneath, and the completion to Davante Adams, who's fighting for first down yardage, and he might be inches short. But either way, a completion of 9+ on first down.
Well, they put Davante Adams in the slot, and then that draws Tyrann Mathieu, and it's a pretty good look at what Davante Adams is able to do. That's good coverage by Tyrann Mathieu. But I know that last week was one thing, trying to game plan when you're without 3 of your top 4 wide receivers, but at least you have Aaron Rodgers, a Hall of Famer at quarterback. This game, you get your receivers back.
Made the line of game, first down.
We're going to give them the first down. This game, you get your receivers back, but now you're having to manage the game plan because of Jordan Love. So 2 games in a row now for Matt LaFleur, trying to manage this roster as best he can.
Here's Dillon, stacked up at the line. Gets 1. Saturday, Big 12 contenders square off in the Big Noon Saturday game of the week. 8th-ranked Oklahoma faces off with number 12 Baylor. It all starts with a Big Noon kickoff crew live from Waco at 10 a.m. Eastern. All part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Second down and 9.
They split A.J. Dillon down here. Well, there he goes back into the backfield. They had Ward on him, so that's nice for Green Bay if you're able to draw your best corner on a running back.
This one just dropped off. Nice catch by Dillon, and now rumbling down inside the 25. Love just kind of shot-putted it to A.J. Dillon, but he made a nice catch and gets 15.
He really did. This is not easy at all, especially someone the size of A.J. Dillon, but I tell you, you mentioned how good he was Thursday night. Was really impressive, and what he's already done here in this game, that catch, the run that we've seen, we're seeing A.J. Dillon, come into his own and be the player that they hoped that he would be when they drafted him.
Right after they drafted Jordan Love. 41 yards on this drive for A.J. Dillon. Here's Jones bouncing off 1 tackle. And he ends up getting 3. And a couple of players are banged up as Bolton and Hitchens combined on that stop. It looks like L'Jarius Sneed is going to exit.
Well, they just got Charvarius Ward back a few weeks ago, and L'Jarius Sneed now leaving. See what his status is, but they had a revolving door at corner opposite of Sneed during that stretch of games that Ward was missing, and it didn't go so well.
Rashad Fenton takes the spot of Sneed for at least 1. 2nd and 7. Jones carries nothing, lost a yard. Frank Clark got through. 3rd and long coming up.
Kansas City is disguising their coverages as best they can, but they, on that play, played 2 deep safeties, and I don't know if that was a true read or a handoff all the way. But if it was the read option, with Clark crashing the way that he did, that was one that Love could have and should have kept. For Spagnuolo, he likes to dial some things up down here.
And incomplete. Frank Clark was coming off the edge, absolutely unblocked. And that play had no chance, so Love basically threw it away.
Yeah, when Frank Clark came in off the edge with his hands up, and Jordan Love he's right in the throwing lane then. Right here is Frank Clark, number 55. He's right in the lane, and it was going to be a high ball either way.
Crosby out to try a 40-yarder on this gusty day in Kansas City.
And they say this is the direction that is giving the kickers the most trouble with this win today.
He misses. So the young quarterback, with a lot of help from A.J. Dillon, gets him in position for points. And Crosby misses for the 5th time this year. Still 7-0 Kansas City. Punter Corey Bojorquez got an earful from Mason Crosby on their way off the field after Bojorquez didn't really spin the laces all the way away from the right foot of Crosby, who pulled that field goal of 40 yards left. New long snapper, by the way, for Green Bay. First NFL game, Steven Wardle delivered the snap. Looked like that part of it was okay. Here's a pass to Kelsey, incomplete from Patrick Mahomes. And Tom Rinaldi, what was Patrick's reaction to hearing that Rodgers wasn't playing in this game?
Joe, disappointed. That was the word he used to summarize his initial reaction when he found out that Rodgers wasn't going to play. The last time we faced him, I was out with an injury, Mahomes told us. I watched him a lot growing up. I really admired him. I feel like we have a very similar style. Of course, that disappointment will be cushioned, guys, with a win here over Green Bay, regardless of the quarterback.
Yeah, I think deep down he might have been okay with it.
2nd and 10. Mahomes finds his running back, and Williams brought down by Clark after a catch and run of 7. And we are coming down to the end of a fast-moving first quarter here in Kansas City.
Yes, it is. We'll see whether or not Kansas City wants to run another play. My guess is they will, and not run this down, sure enough. When you're as explosive as Kansas City is, you want to get off as many plays as possible.
They have only 3 3-and-outs all year. By far the fewest in the NFL through 8 weeks. And McKinnon is wrapped up. What a tackle made by Oren Burks. And he is short of first down yardage as we wind down quarter number 1. What a tackle by Burks. 4th-year player from Vanderbilt. And that effort forces 4th down. Back after this from your local Fox station. We start the second, and after initially sending out the punt team, I think there was some politicking going on down there on the sideline. Andy Reid sends his offense back out there. They've already converted 1 4th and 1 on their own side of the field. They go for it again. Mahomes throws, pass, caught. Defense makes a play. Darnell Savage, exactly what the Packers needed with their young quarterback as they give him a short field on a 4th down stop. A loss of 2.
Well, first of all, what a great job by Patrick Mahomes getting this ball out. I mean, he's got Gary right in his face, and he delivers a strike. But Darnell Savage, for him to come from where he was and make a play and keep him short of the first down, just a tremendous effort by him. That's great work defensively by Green Bay. You know, we talked about it up here, Joe. You've got Jordan Love making his first start. Don't you just pin him down in there deep defensively. But I think there's another thing at play here, and it's how ineffective Kansas City has been offensively, that they're trying to get their stride as well. So I think that had more to do with them going for it.
Here's Jones. And what an effort by Aaron Jones. Initially bottled up, but then bounced off a couple of tackles and picked up 7. And after missing that 40-yard try, the Packers get the ball right back.
Yeah, they get the ball right back in a good position, you know, to be able to run the football and mix things up, especially if they're able to stay ahead of the chains. I thought that's what they did such a good job of in that game Thursday night, was just not getting into a lot of 3rd and longs with the depleted wide receiver core.
And Jones gets to the edge, first down plus. A couple of 7-yard runs on this possession by Jones and a quick first down.
Well, I mentioned how Kansas City was trying to disguise the looks, and you've got Tyrann Mathieu right here. He's trying to show that they're going to stay up there and maybe rotate to a single high, but he's backing out. They're playing a lot more shell coverage than what I expected, but Jordan Love has not been fooled by it. He has stayed with the running game, hasn't checked out of any. Now, he doesn't have quite the same kind of freedom as Aaron Rodgers does at the line of scrimmage, but they've been right in how they've executed it.
Toss to Jones, running right. Now running left. And brought down from behind. Fenton in on the stop, along with Snead, a loss of 2. Throwing the ball here early for Jordan Love. Overwhelmed is certainly not, that's too harsh of a word, but he looks a little jittery here at the start. Eventually, he's going to have to settle down and make some throws.
Well, no question. I mean, he in any game, right? The quarterback has to be able to make some plays, but there's no doubt. You're seeing it right, Joe, that when he has thrown, he's not been comfortable. He's aiming the ball. He's a little tight. Can only imagine all the emotions that he's feeling.
That'll be a false start.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So rookie right guard Royce Newman.
On the left, sure enough, and then that doesn't help. I mean, when you're trying to now, Jordan Love, they're going to try to call something, but that allows them the opportunity to possibly pick up this first down. But even trying to get something that turns this into a manageable third down, Jordan Love I'm sure it's been ingrained in his head all week to be smart.
Corrals that snap, and somehow Dillon makes the catch as Matthew almost flashed in front for the interception. And Matthew had nothing but green grass out in front of him, a gain of 5.
Well, not a great route by A.J. Dillon. So Tyrann Mathieu never gets threatened. First of all, Jordan Love, now you got snaps that are throwing the quarterback off, but Tyrann Mathieu broke on that the entire way because Dillon just kind of rounded out of that break, and really fortunate. Of course, Dillon stays with it and makes the catch.
Third down and 12. Love over the middle. Adams makes the catch. Brought down short of first down yardage by Snead. And it's fourth down again, and the field goal unit comes on for the Packers.
Well, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, he brings 6. They got a free rusher. Ben Neiman is right there in his face, and just a ball, if it's out a little bit more in front of Davante Adams where he doesn't have to slow up just a touch in order to pull that in, maybe he can make a run for the first, but nice job Jordan Love getting it to him.
37-yard try. Again, and this one's blocked. Alex Okafor got through. The laces weren't turned, and this one is blocked by Okafor, who went right around Dennis Kelly and got it with his right hand. Still 7-0 Kansas City. Second quarter.
On Fox.
At this level, the long snappers are so good. They know how many revolutions the ball will take when they snap it on a kick. This one was high from Steven Wirtle, his first NFL game. Bojorquez had trouble catching it, didn't spin it, and then Okafor got through and blocked it. 13th time that Crosby's been blocked in his long, distinguished career, and that's tied with Robbie Gould for the most among active kickers. Here's a 6-yard carry by Derek Gore over the left side as this third possession starts with that run for Kansas City. Second block of the year. Here's Hardman. First down. Ball comes out, but they're going to say forward progress stopped.
The forward progress was stopped at the 31-yard line. Got first down.
As Kevin King made the tackle, and since they called forward progress being stopped, it is not reviewable.
Yeah, that's what they're saying to Matt LaFleur now over there on the sidelines. You know, the big concern for LaFleur coming into this game with the snapper was protection. And this is just not the game to have these kind of mechanic problems in the kicking game when you've just given up the potential 6 points.
Pass to Hill, caught. First down as Douglas made the stop, and Rasul Douglas has seen a lot of Tyreek Hill already.
Yeah, he's one-on-one here, and with the speed that Tyreek Hill has, you can see how that threatens Rasul Douglas. Coming off a huge game against Arizona with the game winning interception at the end, but you've got to respect Tyreek Hill going by you, and when you don't have a safety over the top, you can bet you're going to stay over the top of it, and it opens up then those kinds of routes for Tyreek Hill for big gains.
Mahomes with all day. Launches. Hardman incomplete. Crowd wants a flag, and they're not going to get it.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what Patrick Mahomes is looking at, because the coverage down the field, there was never anything downfield. Meanwhile, he's got Travis Kelce right here. You're going to see him. Kelce walked off the field wondering why he didn't get the ball. I mean, there's nobody around him. He's just waiting for it to come. You can see what Patrick Mahomes saw. There's two defenders down there, and some of the frustration that Kansas City is feeling is those aren't throws that Mahomes didn't make in years past. They just were able to make plays on those.
Incomplete for Kelce here, as Savage got his hands in there and helped knock it away.
And then this year, some of the times when they're trying to make those big plays down the field, because this offense feeds on those, they just haven't been able to make them, and then oftentimes those throws have been intercepted.
And you see the difference in the 15-plus yard attempts from last year to this year, with a quarterback rating at the bottom. And now, as a result, 3rd and 10. Mahomes fires, and Hill had slipped. 4th down.
Well, Rasul Douglas is fortunate that Tyreek Hill slipped and that he also didn't go deep, because, again, Rasul Douglas was not getting any help, and Hill got past him. So they were fortunate. We mentioned that Eric Stokes left the game. That's a pretty significant loss, the way that he's been playing. He's given up some big plays, but he's a competitive guy. Against this group, you need all of them.
This one's going to check up inside the 5. Off the foot of Tommy Townsend. And the first Chiefs punt of the game for 54 yards. And they are going to mark it at the 2. As Jordan Love's backed up, down 7. Hey, gather around, everybody. It's the first ever AFL-NFL World Championship game, now known as Super Bowl I. A ticket to the Coliseum in Los Angeles set you back a whole $12. You could have shown up that day. And if you had $12, you're in. In a world before streaming, there were just 3 TV networks. The game aired on 2, CBS and NBC. And before Bruno Mars and U2 and Prince, they had guys flying around in jetpacks. Bart Starr was the game's MVP for the Pack, who earned a winning share of $15,000 each for defeating the Chiefs 35-10.
Well, going into that championship weekend last year, this was the matchup that I think most football fans expected to see in the Super Bowl a year ago.
Instead, Tampa Bay got the win at Lambeau and beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. Now Jordan Love is backed up. He keeps, he throws, and breathing room and a first down as A.J. Dillon rumbles across the 20 to the 23, picks up 21.
He showed some poise there on that play. Jordan Love, these are some of the things that he does well. I mean, just buying himself a little bit of time, but rather than force something down the field, good coverage by Kansas City. Yeah, he's able to get outside the pocket, seems pretty relaxed, and puts the ball on Dillon, and that gives Matt LaFleur over there on the sidelines calling plays a sigh of relief, knowing that he can open things up just a little bit more on that play sheet.
Special teams a big factor in the first half. That punt that pinned him down at the 2. A missed field goal, a blocked field goal. Love out to his right. Outruns the defender as he stayed away from Wharton. And Tershawn Wharton couldn't get to him before Jordan Love picked up 8. What are you noticing about the sideline for the Packers, Aaron Andrews.
Well, I think, everybody we talked to about Jordan Love said he's a really, really calm guy. But, Troy, you've been mentioning, how can you not be nervous? There's been a good amount of discussions over here on the sidelines. He was talking to Davante Adams for a while. Matt LaFleur, he doesn't look like he's nervous, but everybody definitely has his ear on the sidelines to kind of just hone him in, try to relax him if you can.
It's 2nd down and 2. They hand to Jones, and he's got a first down.
It becomes a hard thing if you're a teammate of Jordan Love's, because you want to be supportive, you want to talk to him. The offense is struggling a little bit, but you don't want to give him too much information, and you don't know really how exactly he's feeling. And Matt LaFleur is going through that as well as the play caller, and there was a lot of unknowns. One is, how is he going to play, but how is he going to handle some of these things emotionally? This is his first time to go through it, and their first time to see him go through it. So it's all new for everyone involved.
Pass is incomplete, and a flag for coverage on Davante Adams by Ward.
Pass interference, defense.
Yeah, there
Number
it is.
35. Ball be placed that spot in the foul, automatic first down.
It looked from here like there was pass interference. Initially, the official didn't call it, then it came in a little bit late. But on that first look on the replay, it didn't appear that he did too much, but then you saw the hook and turn, and a nice call.
Takes the ball out to the 41. A.J. Dillon back in the game for Green Bay. They fake it to him, and Love steps through. Little stiff arm we've seen a couple of times, a gain of 3. We'll check in with Carissa Thompson with a game break.
Thanks, Joe. Cardinals up 7-0 on the Niners. Colt McCoy in for the injured Kyler Murray. Hands it off to James Conner, who does the rest. His 2nd of the day, 10th of the season. Cardinals rolling up 14-0. Joe?
Carissa, thanks. Matt LaFleur told us he doesn't want Jordan Love to be a robot. He told him, trust what you see and play the play. Indecisive equals ineffective. And easy to say leading into the game, and now trying to put that into practice on 2nd and 7. Dillon with hands on him in the backfield, Melvin Ingram. A longtime Charger and short-time Pittsburgh Steeler on Thursday night. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens coming off their win against the Dolphins. They won as well. It all starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox NFL Network and streaming on Prime Video. 3rd down and 6.
Packers 0 for 3 on 3rd down so far.
And they've all been 6 yards or longer. Love, sideline, Adams, incomplete with Ward in coverage. 4th down. Ben Neiman had pressure on Jordan Love.
Yeah, this is Davante Adams really playing defense, just trying to keep Ward from being able to intercept that pass. It's underthrown, not able to put it up there where maybe Davante Adams can go make a play on it. Steve Spagnuolo, he has not hesitated to come after Jordan Love. He's mixed coverages up actually very well on early down looks, but on a lot of these 3rd downs, he's brought extra rushers.
Well, they're having all kinds of special teams trouble. They only had 10 men out there. And the guys on the field had to call to the sideline that they needed somebody else, and it's Dillon who comes on late. Bojorquez hits it. Hardman lets it go over his head and into the end zone. Not a first half that the special teams and Maurice Drayton will be happy with here in Kansas City, but still a 7-0 game as the Chiefs will take over at their 20. Patrick Mahomes has thrown 10 interceptions, lost 2 fumbles through 8 games this season. He had 11 interceptions over the previous 2 years combined. And in 2018, he threw 12 interceptions, but had 50 touchdowns through the air en route to winning the MVP award in his first year as a starter. In this game, he's at 3.1 yards per attempt. The big play still missing. They're looking for one here. There's a lot of contact. And Tyreek Hill, the target with Chandon Sullivan in coverage, and Hill was overthrown.
Yeah, Chandon Sullivan, he's looking around saying, hey, where was the flag on offensive pass interference? Hill grabbed him before then, and then the hit there at the end of the play, but I like that the officials are letting him go. But you're right, Joe, to go back to your point, that under Mahomes as the starter, they've done a good job. You think of all the big plays, a lot of teams that are high risk like that, then they have the turnovers as well, along with the big plays. That hasn't been the case with the Chiefs.
Darrell Williams is good for 3, so third down coming up here. Remember, they're playing this rest of this half, and who knows, maybe the rest of the game without Lucas Niang, who's out with a rib injury. Andrew Wiley is more of a guard, played right tackle in the Super Bowl, part of that makeshift offensive line when Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher were out with injuries, and Todd Bowles and the Bucs defense went to work. Free play. Mahomes is picked. Doesn't matter. Amos makes the interception. As Oren Burks came across prior to the snap. And the interception by Amos will not count. It'll still be third down.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
It's not just in this game, though, with regard to yards per attempt. Mahomes at 7.3 per attempt. That's a career low. So it's just still off.
Oh, no, it's definitely off. I mean, last year they were second in the league in big plays, completions of over 20 yards, and this year they're 12th, and so what happens for an offense that is so used to getting the big plays down the field, when you don't get them, you start to get frustrated, and that's what's happened. And then they've had the turnovers on top of that. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes has been as sharp either with the accuracy of his throws and seeing the field the way that he typically does.
Here's Gore, and he didn't get it. It's going to be fourth down as Gary and Smith combined to make the stop.
Well, this defense has shown up. I mean, they've made some big stops here, and this one was critical here with time winding down in the half. The Chiefs get the ball to start the second half, and the last thing that LaFleur or Jordan Love can have is them down by multiple scores at the intermission.
So the Chiefs look like they will not go for a third, 4th and 1 on their own side of the 50 here in the first half. They punt with Townsend. The rookie will stay away. Did that hit the Green Bay player? And they're saying touchback. That's the signal. As Chris Lamons recovered. And so the call on the field is that did not hit the Green Bay Packer player that was falling.
Well, when the guy gets it, though, he wasn't in the end zone, was he? Let's see when the defender gets a hold of this.
That's Malik Taylor was stumbling backward. And the officials are gathering at the 10.
The ruling on the field was the ball was not touched in the field of play, therefore touchback.
The crowd is going to beg Andy Reid to challenge this. And it would have to be challenged. Looks like it caught the left foot of Taylor. And the challenge flag has been thrown by Andy Reid.
After review, the ball did hit the receiver's foot and therefore recovered by Kansas City at the 9-yard line. It will be Kansas City's ball, 1st and goal at the 10, Kansas City will not be charged a timeout or a challenge.
So it was never going to be a touchback, even though that's what they initially ruled on the field, and you can't advance the muffed punt. But Lamons was there for Kansas City after it hit the foot of Malik Taylor. And even though he said that it's Kansas City's ball at the 9, they just put it down at the 10. But the special teams day for the Green Bay Packers has been an absolute nightmare, and somehow it just got worse.
Yeah, that's the phase of this game where Green Bay had to win or at least push. And, you know, it would be a 7-6 game if they make both of those field goals, and the Packers would have possession of the ball. So right now they've really dug themselves a hole, and we'll see whether or not this defense can get themselves out of it.
Kansas City gains 51 yards of field position as the handoff goes to Darrell Williams, who takes it to the 4. Devondre Campbell there for Green Bay. So you need all these other phases to go right. Joe Barry's defense, Barry took on a lot of heat early in the season as Kenny Clark is slow to get off the field. But his defense has played well, and has played well here today, giving the Packers a chance while Jordan Love tries to settle in. But the special teams has been the phase of the game that's really let down Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, and I think Thursday night against Arizona, when they won that game, so much was made of the fact that they were without, you know, 3 of their top 4 receivers, that there wasn't enough attention paid to just how good that defense was. They forced 3 takeaways in that game. That's something that they've done very well all year long. They need to come up with one here, but it's hard to hold this group down. They've been doing their part, keeping the offense in it while they've struggled, but as you said, special teams, just a total collapse here in the first half.
Jack Heflin, a rookie, takes the spot vacated by Kenny Clark. 2nd and goal. And the Chiefs call a timeout. 2nd and goal when we come back. Actually, check that 2-minute warning here in Kansas City. Come back to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. 2nd down and goal for the Chiefs. We're trying to get to 5-4 in a division that saw the Raiders lose at the Giants today to fall to 5-3. They're the top team in the division. Here's a pass caught. Ball is out. Packers have it. And we'll wait for the official word. It belongs to Green Bay. Hardman had it. Savage knocked it out. Let's take another look.
It's close. I didn't know if he actually had it. Yeah, I don't think he ever had it, possession of the ball, but that is such a great job by Savage coming up and making a play on that, being physical. I mean, he was going nowhere, but
they've already stepped in and said,
yeah,
that was an incomplete pass. So that's the video assistant. Such a great addition for 2021, who saw that and immediately buzzed down and said, no catch. So it's 3rd and goal.
This would be huge if Green Bay defensively given the ball to this offense down here in the red zone. Even with all the struggles that they've had, Green Bay has had a lot more in this area of the field if they were able to make a stop on 3rd down and force a field goal.
Now they're going to switch footballs. Kenny Clark just went to the locker room after leaving following the 1st and goal play. And now 3rd down and goal. And a timeout taken by the Packers on defense.
Okay, 30 seconds.
That's the first time out of this half. And we'll be right back after this from Progressive.
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
Really appreciate you stepping into house sit. Everything should be pretty straightforward. Here's the keys. Let me show you inside. So each heater's on its own power grid, so you're just gonna have to throw the breakers each night. Tuesday's trash day. Just pull the dumpsters out the night before. Do you like dogs?
There are dogs?
It's a whole section of them. If you're gonna leave, remember to set the alarm. The code is 6.
Just 6?
Just leads us into talking about the Browns and the big win they had today over Cincinnati. 41-16. Chubb had 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Baker Mayfield 2 touchdowns, no picks. 3rd down and goal. Kelsey circled by Troy. Mahomes throws underneath. Williams doesn't get it. And what a half for Chris Barnes. What a hit he laid on Williams.
You don't see this very often anymore in the NFL. When a guy has the ball and he's going to the pylon, a hit that just stops him in his tracks. This is such a great job by Chris Barnes. Yeah, he's had a great half. Really, this defense as a whole has had a great first half here today. This is impressive play by Chris Barnes.
And another 4th down try coming from the Chiefs. They're 1 for 2.
I think they got some movement on Kansas City up front that's going to back them up, which probably means they'll settle for 3 points.
False start. Offense, number 31.
How about that?
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So that was just before timeout was called, the false start. And Sean Smith stayed with that penalty. And the field goal unit comes on. It's against Williams in the backfield.
Well, and as confident right now as this Packers defense is, I'm not so sure that they find this to be a positive. You know, they go for it on 4th down. Maybe they shut them out and they don't give up any points at all.
24-yard try by Butker. Drills it, and it's a 10-0 game. 1:51 left in the half. Young Jordan Love will take over. Trying to run the 2-minute drill with his team down by 10. This turns out to be a 4-point save by Chris Barnes, who's already got 5 tackles in the half. None bigger than that.
Just a great play by him, and if they don't get the false start on the Chiefs, maybe it's a 7-point play, but just terrific work by him. We've seen him earlier fill the gap inside, make some big-time plays in the middle, and none bigger than that one there.
Yeah, the muff punt gave Kansas City the ball 1st and goal at the 10, unable to punch it in. Butker kicks it. Taylor from inside the 5. Out to the 22. And let's find out what's coming our way at halftime.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Show, we are live from the U.S. Naval Academy, and we've got highlights from an exciting Week 9, including a booming finish in both Baltimore and New Orleans. More you can do, right? It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime.
Great pregame show, Fox NFL Sunday from Annapolis today. 1st down and 10 from the 22 for Jordan Love. Good protection, Love out to his right. And this one up for grabs, and somehow caught by Randall Cobb. Not pretty, but effective. And 30-plus yards to start the possession.
Yeah, not pretty at all. These are some of the throws that got him in trouble in preseason. Was putting it up like that, but Randall Cobb able to shield the defender enough and make a play for a big game.
35 yards. Pass is underthrown and is caught by Cobb as Jordan Love continues to struggle with ball placement, a gain of just 1.
Yeah, that would have been better incomplete. So taking time off the clock and very little to show for it. And the way that they're kind of huddling up here with Jordan Love, just how comfortable is he in this no-huddle offense?
Packers have not been shut out in the first half in almost 2 years, as Love will go down inside the 40. And despite having 2 timeouts, the clock continues to run, and now they'll take a timeout.
called a timeout, and it looked like that LaFleur would be calling. They would be getting the call in to Jordan Love rather than him taking control of the wheel at the line of scrimmage.
There's the 35-yard completion to Cobb that got this possession going.
Such a great job by Randall Cobb, being able to make a play for his quarterback. Those are the things that you've got to be able to do. Cobb hasn't done as much this year as I anticipated him when he came in, when he got picked up, but had a big game against Arizona. 2 red zone touchdowns, a nice job. Obviously someone that Aaron Rodgers has tremendous confidence in. But right now, you're looking at it, here we are, 3rd down. But if they're able to put themselves in a position to tighten this thing up, make it a 1-possession game, that would sure do a lot for Jordan Love going in at halftime.
They have 1 timeout left, 3rd down and 5. Pass is behind Davante Adams. Had him open and missed him.
Well, they got what they wanted. They got L'Jarius Sneed one-on-one on their best player, Davante Adams, and he's just been off the mark on his throws really the entire first half.
Looks like they're going to pass on what would be a 56-yard field goal try after having a miss from 40 and a block from 37.
Can't say I blame him.
Play clock is down to 8. 4th and 5. They need to get lined up. And now they have to spend their final timeout with the clock stopped. We'll be right back after this from State Farm.
And of course, here we have the State Farm Wall of Fame.
Nice.
Terry, what are you doing?
Come on, Jake from State Farm. First you give him Rogers rate, then the Patrick Price. What about the Bradshaw budget? You know I won a bunch of rings, right? I've had one heck of an acting career.
Terry,
And I recorded 5 country albums.
State Farm offers great rates to fit anyone's budget.
There's the shot right there.
Do we mention the hair?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
So they had to burn the timeout, and Matt LaFleur is over on the sidelines having to tell Jordan Love to come over to the sidelines so they could talk. Even after calling the timeout, Love was staying in the huddle. So he's a little out of sorts right now.
As LaFleur jogging in the background, pass is incomplete for Adams. Looking for one of those back shoulder throws, it appears. At least Love was, but Adams was going upfield. Sorensen with pressure, and the Chiefs take over on downs.
Well, think about it, too, that Davante Adams was not able to even practice until Friday. So they had work in the OTAs, but not really any to speak of this week. And you can't replace all the time that he and Aaron Rodgers have had in the task on that throw.
10-0. Chiefs have it. All of their timeouts left. Since Aaron Rodgers took over in 08, the Green Bay Packers are 133-64-1. 6-11-1 without him. Averaging 7 points per game less than when he's available. Shut out here in the first half so far, as Mahomes and Tyreek Hill cannot connect. The Packers have had the ball 5 times. They've punted, then the missed field goal, the blocked field goal, a punt, and now have turned it over on downs. 22 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs, who get the ball to start the second half.
And the Chiefs, as we see, they've got 3 timeouts left. They need about 30 yards. And if they get that, it sets them up for about a 50-yard field goal. So not out of the question, certainly, with 22 seconds, but the 3 timeouts gives them plenty of time.
No flag. Mahomes finds Kelsey, who is able to get out of bounds at the end of that play at the 38. Good for 24 yards.
Yeah, the outside corner, so they're playing zone inside. They turn him loose, and then he's able to get into that soft zone area that just was totally voided. Nobody then runs with Kelsey from the other side of the field on the deep crosser.
Well, Kelsey just has such a great feel for finding that weakness in a defense, and he and Mahomes have been on, well, they've been rolling for a long time now.
Well, you start playing man concepts within zone coverages and things of that nature, and sometimes you leave yourself exposed, but to turn a guy like Kelsey loose through the middle of your defense.
Kansas City has to take a timeout now with the clock stopped as well. They're left with just 13 seconds left. Talked about the special teams issues for the Green Bay Packers, and it's been a rough first half. They had the 40-yard miss. Next time they had it, 37-yard try was blocked. Frustration from Mason Crosby. Then the ball that hit the foot of Malik Taylor right there. It set up the Chiefs for what would become a chip shot field goal, and it's 10-0. We put 2 seconds back on the clock here, 15 left in the half. Mahomes pass is nearly picked by Kevin King. And after missing 3 games with a shoulder issue, he'll be thinking about this one at halftime.
Well, he sure will, and maybe it won't come back to haunt him. Maybe they're able to make a play and they don't give up any points here before the end of this half. But you know, what a great opportunity to just end this right here and just go in down 10 points.
It would be a 55-yard field goal try from this spot. Mahomes incomplete for Darrell Williams. And now 6 seconds remain. Third down.
You know, again, Travis Kelce working the middle of the field, and he's, man coverage, and Mahomes just wanted the quick throw, but there really wasn't a whole lot there. You see Kelce 87, and he's working the middle, and he's getting a little frustrated himself.
So a 55-yard try. It would be a season long for Butker, his career long 58. Windy day, and the field goal is good. And that missed interception by Kevin King cost the Packers 3 as Butker drills it from 55.
Great job by Butker putting it through the uprights from that distance. We've talked about the wind being a factor in that direction. It's the same one that Mason Crosby missed. Here's the missed opportunity by Kevin King on the interception potentially. But good execution, something we haven't seen from Green Bay. Kansas City able to execute the field goal and put it through and extend their lead.
1 second left in the half. Again, Kansas City gets the ball to start the second half. And so far the Packers really haven't shown the ability, at least through the air, to be able to move the ball with any consistency. That's got to change in the second half, or this won't be close. And it's Amari Rodgers just basically ending the half. A flag now on the far side of the field. So we'll get the call from Sean Smith.
Illegal formation. Receiving team, number 22, was outside of the setup zone. That penalty's declined. This is the end of the half.
So the Chiefs decline the penalty. It's 13-0 at the half. The first half stats are brought to you by State Farm. Let's take a look at the quarterback comparison. And for Jordan Love, 7 of 13. For Patrick Mahomes, he's only thrown for 79 yards. And the quarterback rating in the 70s for both. But all the Chiefs care about these days is the scoreboard. And according to that, the Chiefs are up 10-0 at the half. Rise in halftime coming up from Annapolis, Maryland. After this from your local Fox station. That was today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive as we continue on from Kansas City, Missouri. Second half about to start. Welcome back to the booth. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, and we'll just stick with Kansas City here for the moment offensively because they're about to get the ball. They're still struggling and still trying to find it. In fact, Jordan Love has thrown for more yardage than Patrick Mahomes has. That's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe, but I think the Packers defense has had a lot to do with it. I mean, I do know that they're still finding themselves. We've pointed out that Mahomes hasn't seen Kelsey and he's missed some throws and all that. But the Packers defensively have really done a great job. And for them now, you look at it and say, what more do we have to do? Well, I think what they've done such a good job of all season long is creating takeaways. And they're going to need to give this offense a short field. But the special teams, they have to contribute. They can't be a negative like they were in that first half.
Let's send it down to Aaron Andrews.
Yeah, and I didn't even have to bring up special teams to Matt LaFleur. He told me in so many words, you guys need to get it together. When he was talking about his young quarterback, Jordan Love, he said, I actually think Jordan's doing okay. It's on 3rd and 4th down that's killing us, and we need to make a play on that. Obviously, he talked about wanting to run the ball better here in the second half, and he did obviously mention, Devontae and Jordan Love. They've just got the timing issue, and Troy, you and Joe talked about it. They haven't had any time together this week or at all.
Yeah, Adams returned to practice on Friday, so they had 3 real sessions together in that one practice, then do a walkthrough on Saturday, and then here they are on Sunday playing, and it shows. Josh Gordon, who was added in season and who has 1 catch as a Kansas City Chief, has it knocked away, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, to follow up on what Aaron said, the Packers are 0 for 5 on 3rd down. So you're not going to win many games not converting on 3rd down. The good thing, like we said, is this defense has done a good job as far as limiting the big plays and the points as best they can with Kansas City.
2nd down. This is Gore, makes a move. And another, crosses the 30, and we'll check in with Tom Rinaldi.
Joe talked to Andy Reid going in at halftime, pleased with the late field goal, but some frustration clearly offensively, saying we've shown we're able to move the ball, but have to find a way to get it in the end zone consistently. On defense, he said we're trying to give as many different looks as we can to Jordan Love while keying on the run game, knowing how important that is to a quarterback making his first start.
Tom thanks, 3rd down and 4. Kenny Clark still not out there for Green Bay. And a sack with Sean Gary. This Packer defense is still playing. What an impressive showing today by Joe Barry's group. It's 4th down.
Well, they only go with 1 down lineman on this look. They've got 3 linebackers. They got the 2 rush edgers. They got Preston Smith in the middle. And they're able to get home and make a big play on 3rd down. What a job by Green Bay defensively to open up this 3rd quarter and make a 3 and out.
Gary leads this team in sacks, now up to 4.5. Really come on. Beautiful punt by Townsend. And a muff punt. Special teams nightmare. But the Packers have it, as Rodgers is able to get back on top of it. Amari Rodgers, the rookie, 3rd-round pick from Clemson, is just able to get back on it. And the Packers will have it at their own 12, trailing by 13. Reese Drayton is working hard on that sideline, trying to figure out how to put this special teams group back together. For Tommy Townsend, a season-long 63-yard punt. 3 punts today, all have been down inside the 20, which makes it that much more difficult on Jordan Love. Play action. Love fires it into the ground. And a flag is thrown late, as you saw it come in. It looked like Jones was close enough to it.
Well, I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be intentional grounding, but they tackled Aaron Jones. I mean, it could be. This could go against Kansas City.
It's legal to tackle him if it was play action, which it was.
You see, they may pick up this flag. Who knows?
There's no foul for offensive hold. Second down.
They take a holding off the board.
A hold. You see Aaron Jones. He's looking at the official that they're trying to run a middle screen there to Jones, but off of play action. I think that's what LaFleur's talking about as well.
I think that announcement, he corrected himself. It was a defensive hold that they picked up. And it's 2nd and 10. That's why Matt LaFleur was so hot. Here's Dillon. He gets 5. Mike Dana there for Kansas City.
Well, here's that last play on the first down call that they picked up the flag, but because it was play action, that's why he is then tackled by Derek Nottie, and it's allowed. I think that's why the flag was thrown. The officials got together and talked about it, and had it not have been play action, then it's a penalty. So that's a good job of the officials getting it cleaned up.
0 for 5 on 3rd down are the Packers, 3rd and 5. Oh, he wasn't ready for the snap. Flags on the play. There was illegal motion with Love moving forward at the snap.
Illegal motion, offense number 10. That penalty is declined, result of the play is 4th down.
He was able to at least get on the loose football. But everything is disjointed for Green Bay.
Yeah, and it affects everybody, of course. And, you know, it's hard. It's just the mechanics of getting plays run, and everyone gets frustrated, and everybody is. I don't know if Jordan Love was walking up to change the play, change the protection, or take the ball from under center. It doesn't much matter.
Lucas Patrick snapped it. Penalty declined. A loss of 3. And Bojorquez hits it. Hardman muffs it. And he's able to get back on top of it inside the 25. 56-yard punt. A frustrating day for third-year head coach Matt LaFleur. And now starting quarterback Jordan Love. Not able to get much going, down 13. A little old and new for you. Some of the greatest players ever to play professional football played in Kansas City. From the 23, after the punt by Bojorquez, Gore able to just inch it across the 30 as he picks up 8. Derek Gore, who's in his 4th NFL game, had a nice night on Monday against the Giants. Look at the numbers over the last 11 quarters for Mahomes. Up by 13, but really still looking for traction on offense. Like plays like that. Incomplete for Blake Bell. Let's go to Carissa with a game break.
Thanks, Joe. Chargers trailing 17-16 in Philly. 1st and goal from the A. Justin Herbert says, I'll just keep this one myself. 2-point conversion good. Chargers up by 7. Joe?
You look at this, Joe, here in this on this possession. They run the ball on 1st down. They ran the ball 7 times on their first possession. They've run it now 5 times since. And one of those was 1st down here. They pick up 8 yards, and then they throw it on 2nd. Another 3rd down opportunity, but I just wonder when they're going to commit to just running the football, because they're running it well when they do.
Here's one behind Kelsey. It's 4th down.
So you pick up 8 yards on 1st down, and then you throw 2 straight incompletions, and now it's a 3 and out, and you're punting the football. I mean, I'm not the guy who always beats the drum to run the ball like some people do. That's not me. Now, that's a ball that Kelsey, even though it's behind him, he has to make the play. You know, he hasn't been as sharp either, but it just is. I know it's frustrating for a lot of Chiefs fans as well that teams are playing these coverages, not giving up the big plays, and yet there's no commitment to running the ball, and yet they're good when they do it.
Here's another chance for Amari Rodgers and a fair catch back at the 15-yard line. 55-yard punt. Townsend's had a nice day for Kansas City. There's something. That's positive. Here's Love, down 13. To a team like the Cleveland Browns, this is stunning. Quarterback start since 1992, including the postseason. 8 starting quarterbacks total, fewest in the NFL. Favre, 275. Aaron Rodgers, 218. And 6 other quarterbacks, 22, including Jordan Love and Hundley and Flynn and Mikowski, Tolzien, Seneca Wallace. That's it. And Jordan Love is trying somehow to put a drive together as he keeps here and completes to DeGuara. And a rare 1st down as Josiah DeGuara gets 11.
And it's one thing to have the stability at quarterback for Favre and Rodgers to have played that many games, but it's been Hall of Fame play that they've given him consistently. I mean, that's the best of both worlds, and it's a lot like what San Francisco enjoyed when they went from Joe Montana to Steve Young.
That was the 9th 1st down of the game for Green Bay. Love takes off and tripped up. So it gets back then to Aaron Rodgers. And just to be clear, NFL players are not required to be vaccinated. He's on the COVID list. However, those who decline to be vaccinated are required to adhere to the enhanced protocols agreed to by the NFL Players Association. And that's what the investigation's about. But here they are. The Packers, having won 7 in a row, their defense is playing great. The Chiefs' offense is stumbling around. But they don't have Aaron Rodgers. They have Jordan Love making his first NFL start. And it looks like he's making his first NFL start. 2nd and 3. Here's Dillon for a 1st down.
Well, if they could get that part of the game going, that would sure help out Jordan Love, because when you go back and you watch him in preseason, what he did well was the bootlegs, the play action game, get the ball out quick. He struggled from the pocket. He made some good throws in that opener that we covered against New Orleans, but tonight he's struggling. I don't think he's seeing the field very well at all, and there's no timing. He's not comfortable in the pocket. So if they can run the ball and then run some of the bootlegs and things off of that, the play action, I mean, I think that's the direction right now Matt LaFleur is trying to go.
Here is a toss to Dillon. Gets brought down by L'Jarius Sneed. A gain of 3. Organizations are forced to sometimes make really big decisions without a lot of evidence before they make that decision. And that seems to be what's in the offing here for the Packers with the whole "this is the last dance" with Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? And at some point, they're going to have to figure out if Jordan Love's a guy. This will be part of the evidence. 2nd down and 7. Love is going backward and able to complete it somehow to Mercedes Lewis as he's back near the line of scrimmage.
Well, I mean, that was a lot of work in order to get it back to the line of scrimmage, but at least he didn't take a sack. I'll follow up on what you said, Joe. When Aaron Rodgers came off the bench, his most significant playing time in replace of Brett Favre, it was on Monday night in Dallas. He lit it up. And the organization said after that it was a big reason why they allowed Favre to leave. They felt they had something in Aaron Rodgers. So, fairly or unfairly, there's a lot of judgments being made on this performance, there's no question.
3rd down and 8. Blitz. Spagnuolo brings everyone and they get home. Tyrann Mathieu. And he wasn't alone. A loss of 11.
They've blitzed pretty much on every 3rd down, and Jordan Love just doesn't see Tyrann Mathieu coming through. You've got Davante Adams, who's one-on-one. He's running a slant route. He's anticipating. He sees it clear out. He knows the blitz is coming, and he's expecting the ball to come into his hands. And Jordan Love he's not seeing it and doesn't know where he's expected to go with the ball, even if he did.
Bojorquez hits it. Hardman will let it bounce. And the punt by Bojorquez is good down to the 9. That's where Kansas City will have it. And not much is working for the Green Bay offense. Spagnuolo bringing the heat, and they get home with Tyrann Mathieu. There's Kenny Clark. He is out, injured late in the first half, a back injury, and Eric Stokes injured his knee during the warm-up, so he never did get into the ball game. He's out. TJ Slayton, a rookie, 5th-round pick from Florida, takes Kenny Clark's spot. This drive starts at the 9, and on 1st down, it's Darrell Williams for 7. Will they stay with a run? 3-and-out drives for this Chiefs offense. Over the first 8 games, they had 3 to lead the league for the fewest by a lot. 3 today.
Well, we just saw Kenny Clark on the sidelines. He's been out, pretty much this entire game. It hasn't hurt Green Bay up to this point, but that's even more reason why you would run the ball. That's a big loss for Packers interior-wise.
Here's Williams. He's a yard short of a 1st down as Slayton, the rookie, makes that play. Time to look at today's top targets, brought to you by Target. And not much. Tyreek Hill, 3 catches, 24 yards. Davante Adams, 2 catches, 16 yards. You know why that's the case for Davante Adams. But it continues for Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. 3rd down and 1. They run it and get the 1st down. As Big Trey Smith lost his helmet, blocking for Darrell Williams. A gain of 4 after having 6 straight failed 3rd down tries.
Well, on Tyreek Hill, he draws a lot of attention, so he's going to have 2 defenders most of the time travel wherever he is. They move him around, they put him inside, outside, they motion him, they try to do some things to disrupt some of that coverage that he draws.
Here's Williams again. Flag comes in at the end of the play, actually 2 different flags. Creed Humphrey may have been guilty of a hold, and then a flag came out of the secondary.
Holding. Offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
That's on the center, Creed Humphrey. He's got a hold of Chris Barnes right underneath the shoulder pad there on the left. And when they have run the ball, for the most part, there's been some pretty good runs, pretty good lanes for them to run. The offensive line, it helps when you hold. But had he have cut back the other way, there was a nice lane the opposite side as well.
Now 1st and 14. Williams tries that same side and pretty well bottled up. Chris Barnes was the first guy there, and then King followed in behind him, a gain of just 2.
Yeah, that's the whole key. Kevin King, he comes in and he is run support defender as the corner. And that's huge when you get corners like that are willing to come up and make plays. He's going to come into the screen right there and help clean it up.
See Barnes trying to punch the ball out, do something for this defense. They have 14 takeaways. And that'll be a false start on Kelsey.
False start. Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Those 14 takeaways, they had 18 all of last year, and they're trying for something here to help out their offense.
Yeah, they need something that just to, I've been in those slumps offensively where you're struggling and you just can't get it going, and it doesn't take much. A big play here or there, and all of a sudden you're off and running, and it can carry you for weeks. But they just haven't had a couple of big plays or anything to ignite this offense.
2nd and 17, looking for a screen from McKinnon. He gets a block from Tyreek Hill at the end of it. Devondre Campbell makes the stop, but a nice 14-yard pickup by Jerick McKinnon.
Sure was, and a good job by Joe Tooney making a block out there, and so making this what was 2nd and long now to 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. Jerick McKinnon, I've always liked him. He's had a tough go last few years that he's tried playing with knee injuries. He's pretty dynamic when healthy.
3rd down here. There's McKinnon. And Jerick's got a first down for Kansas City. 10 yards on 3rd and 3.
But Tyreek Hill here in the backfield, and nobody goes with him. So he just gets out there in the flat, and you get so caught up with Tyreek Hill over to that side that McKinnon's able to come out on that route and be as open as he was.
Here is a toss to Hill. Nowhere to go. And swallowed up by Chandon Sullivan. They hand the ball off. They have success. Now they're running reverses and things behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, it is kind of who they are, and I asked Andy Reid about that. Remember last Monday night, their first drive, they get down in the red zone, look good, and then you got Travis Kelce flipping it behind his back. I mean, just a lot of those type of trick plays, and for an offense that's struggling, but he feels that they need to have the freedom to do some of those things.
Here's a pass caught by Kelce, wrapped up by Campbell. And a gain of 13. This Wednesday, the Masked Singer is all new, and it's the semifinals. Don't miss a wild double elimination. One of the most shocking moments ever. The Masked Singer is all new Wednesday right here on Fox.
Hey!
Another 3rd down, and that completion to Kelce makes it 3rd and 2. Mahomes to his left, pass is dropped by Hardman. It's 4th down, and the offense is coming off the field.
I thought they got away with a little something anyway. Travis Kelce, when he comes down in motion, he looks like he starts moving up towards the line of scrimmage we're looking right down the line on it. That wasn't called, of course, but this would be a first down if he's able to make the play.
End over end punt by Townsend. And yet again, he's downed it inside the 10. Been one of the stars of the game, Tommy Townsend, the punter, 44-yard punt, nothing on the return. Back to work, Jordan Love, under a minute to go, 3rd quarter, down 13. America's Game of the Week. As we continue on from Kansas City. 4th time the Packers have started at their own 15 or worse. It's happened 3 times this half. Not an easy hill to climb for Jordan Love. Hands off to Jones, gets to the edge and now upfield. And a big run by Aaron Jones to start the possession, but a flag is down back at the 5.
Holding. Offense number 70. Half the distance penalty. Replay 1st down.
Just a crushing hold against Royce Newman.
Yeah, he had another one that was pretty tough also in the first half, because this is a heck of a game. You got Mercedes Lewis out there at tight end, and he does his job. It's a great blocking tight end. There's a hold by Royce Newman, number 70. Just completely hooks him.
It erases a 19-yard carry by Aaron Jones. 1st and 14. Out of the shotgun, they hand to Jones, and Chris Jones makes the stop. Gain of just 2. And that will likely do it for the first 3 quarters here in Kansas City. And the Packers, who come in having won 7-1, but that's with Aaron Rodgers having won 7 straight. That streak in jeopardy. Down 13. Fox NFL Sunday continues after this from your local Fox station. Well, Jordan Love is making his first career start today. Inactive for every game last year. 26th overall pick in 2020 out of Utah State, much to the surprise of Aaron Rodgers. And in 3 seasons at Utah State, he set school career records with over 9,000 pass yards or total yards of offense, 12 300-plus yard passing games. But all that must seem like a lifetime ago to Jordan Love.
Yeah, no doubt. And, I mean, I just think they've got to make a play. They've got to get a first down on this possession, or I think it's going to be shut the door.
Love throws, sideline. There is Davante Adams, and by a mile, the best connection between Love and Adams, or Love and anybody in this game, for 15 yards.
Well, really great pocket for Jordan Love. Excellent route, Davante Adams. And this is like what you do at practice, you know, and drop back. Nobody's rushing you. Lay it out there to your best player and let him make a play.
First time under Matt LaFleur. Now halfway through his 3rd year that the Packers have been shut out after 3 quarters.
We'll start giving Davante Adams some attention now.
Pass is caught. That is Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and 2 good throws back-to-back by Jordan Love. This one for 16.
Yeah, this is really good. It's a good route and soft coverage there on the outside. Spagnuolo is definitely changing things up. So I pointed out the safety cheating over to Davante Adams. He then drops down there in single high, so it's one-on-one. So he's doing enough to make Jordan Love have to try to read it post-snap. He's not just lining up in the same looks, even though he has struggled. And if you get the 3rd down, you better believe he's going to bring 5 or 6.
3 straight throws, 3 straight completions. Valdez-Scantling hops out of bounds with a gain of 3.
You know, these last 3 throws that Jordan Love has made, he looks calmer in the pocket. There were times earlier in this game where he had time, and yet he was moving around all over the place when he didn't really have to, and the ball could have come out. So that's a good sign that it appears anyway that he's finally settling in.
2nd and 7, quick throw. Adams get it in his hands, and he's out of bounds near another first down.
I do think Matt LaFleur can scheme some things up that will give them a chance, like they're doing right now, to move the football. You know, you don't have the luxury of Rodgers and all his experience checking out of bad plays and getting to good plays, or taking advantage of the defense. So there's a lot of stress then on Matt LaFleur calling the right things to give him a chance. But if anybody can do it, I believe Matt LaFleur can.
There's a flag on the play. It looked like one of the defenders was lined up in the neutral zone as the pass is broken up. Jaron Reed got pressure, but it looked like one of the Chiefs was in the neutral zone at the snap. And then there's another flag. So there could be 2 different fouls on this play.
There's 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense number 95, that penalty's declined. Pass interference, defense number 53. That ball was placed at spot in the foul, automatic first down.
So now they got a little something working here for the Packers as they've taken the ball to midfield.
Yeah, they got Chris Jones, who was offsides. There it is right here in the middle, Anthony Hitchens, who they got called for the pass interference, so they get some more yards off of that. I think it's a good time right now if you get the look. Like I said, Spagnuolo's mixing things up so well, it's hard to know from one down to the next. But I do think right here is a good chance. Take a shot. Take a shot to Davante Adams.
Here's a toss. Dillon right side to the 46 as he gains 4. Chris Jones on the stop. Second down.
Well, at least they're staying ahead of the chains. You know, they get good positive yards there.
This drive started, Troy, at their own 8.
Yeah, this has been good. Now they just need to capitalize it. I mean, the fourth quarter here doesn't help them much if they don't capitalize with points.
Here's Dillon. Third down coming up, a gain of just 2 as Charvarius Ward is out there for Kansas City. But what you talked about is what Matt LaFleur was concerned with. Without Aaron Rodgers, who can cover so many mistakes, with what he does at the line, getting rid of the ball fast, he was hoping that Jordan Love would be able to get him into some good looks, and maybe it's starting to turn a little bit here. It's 3rd and 4.
Well, Matt LaFleur now knows what a lot of other coaches have felt for a long time in this league when they don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback. It's their first 3rd down here of this drive.
Pass is caught. Adams out of bounds with a first down, it appears. It is a first down. Forced out by Snead.
So good by Davante Adams off the line of scrimmage. And then it was close.
Ooh.
You know, where's the ball? I don't know that there's a chance that might get overturned. But they've been hitting a lot of the underneath things. I just think that they could take a shot up the field, and they got one-on-one right here. That's Aaron Jones.
That's going to be challenged by Andy Reid as he just got the flag out of his pocket. And that look is pretty definitive with the foot of Davante Adams on the boundary and the ball not up to the 40.
Kansas City is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner did not make the line to gain. The
Here's
play is
that
under
look.
review. Timeout.
It's either first down or 4th and inches when we come back. Well, they overturned the call on the field, so it is 4th down at inches, and Jordan Love is doing what you just suggested before we came back.
Yeah, before we came back from commercial, Jordan Love had broke the huddle and they'd gone up to the line, and you're asking those guys on 4th and 1, they start getting anxious too, the big guys up front, the offensive linemen, and you don't want them standing there very long, and he wisely, I don't know if that was his doing or LaFleur telling him to, but they got back in the huddle, and you don't want to spend a whole lot of time at the line of scrimmage, you know, here either. Well, they're going to take it from shotgun.
Interesting. And they throw it to Adams. So they put it in the hands of Jordan Love, and he completes it to one of the best in the game in Davante Adams for the first down, a gain of 3.
Soft coverage there for 4th and short, 4th and 1. Tyrann Mathieu, you know, not coming up. Typically, when you have that situation, you got guys right up in receivers' faces. Shows you the respect that Davante Adams gets.
Jordan Love is 7 for 7 on this drive, and he's completed 9 straight. Andy Reid had not challenged any calls this season. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Nice carry here on first down by Aaron Jones. Here's Carissa with a game break.
Thanks, Joe. Chargers Eagles tied at 24, 5 seconds left. Dustin Hopkins' 29-yard field goal is good. Chargers win and improve to 5-3 and now sit atop the AFC West. Joe?
Carissa, thank you. So a tight one, but a win for the Chargers, and now it's LA and Las Vegas at the top. Denver, a big win in Dallas. And Kansas City trying to match and get their 5th. Nice cutback by Jones for a first down. Good drive that put together that started inside their own 10.
Yeah, it is. The same play. They come back on that play. They just run the exact same play, exact same cut by Aaron Jones, and offensive line does a good job. I just keep waiting. I keep waiting because I see Davante Adams in single coverage, and I say, when are they going to take that shot to him and let him, work against one of these corners? But they just haven't done it. I think LaFleur right now likes what they're doing. They're staying ahead of the chains, and let's get one score under our belt, make this a game first.
This one wisely thrown at the feet of Aaron Jones. Heavy pressure by Chris Jones.
Chris Jones working right through Lucas Patrick, the center. I mean, it's just when he gets it going, and he really has not been himself. I don't know about the end of this play. Let's see what they've called a lot worse. See if he takes him down. It looks like he might have landed on him right there. I've seen a lot of. I'm not suggesting it should have been a penalty, but I've seen that called.
Now 2nd and 10. Love throws pass off the hand of Davante Adams. It's 3rd and 10. .9:02 left. 13-0 game.
Yeah, they are. Joe, they're 0 for 8 on 3rd downs. And if they were ever going to convert one, now's the time. Although they'll get another shot at it on 4th.
Love throws, and it is picked. Intercepted by Snead. L'Jarius Snead comes down with it. His first interception of the season. Davante Adams couldn't knock it down or make the catch. 38 in red did. Kansas City takes over at their own 5, up 13. Well, the Green Bay Packers turned the ball over 3 times week 1 against the Saints, and during their 7-game winning streak, they had turned it over a total of 3 times. None in their win at Arizona. The miscues today, the interception thrown by Jordan Love, and such a bad end to a promising drive that started at their own 8. 14 plays, 68 yards that ends in the interception. Here's a nice play by Tyler Lancaster on running back Darrell Williams, a loss of 1. We go back to the interception.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get a natural pick with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, only he takes it a little too deep. And then they get the one-on-one here to Davante Adams, but Scantling does not get the pick. And then really good coverage. I mean, excellent coverage by L'Jarius Snead. He's over the top. We've certainly seen that back shoulder fade enough times between Rodgers and Adams. It's not there. It's in a position where Snead can make a play. And as you said, Adams unable to play defense. But a really great play by the corner.
On 2nd down, Hill overthrown. By the way, 4 Packer drives have ended inside the Chiefs' 40, and they've come away with no points as Hill and Mahomes can't connect again.
Yeah, and they got a shot. They definitely have a chance, and those kinds of misses were the ones that for several years we just saw them never miss. It seemed like that anyway, that they hit them all the time. And their longest completion today is 25 yards to Kelsey. I think that's the only 20-yard reception they've had.
Well, now, 3rd down and 11. Mahomes from the end zone throws it behind Hill. And a quick 3-and-out. So more 3-and-outs in this game for Kansas City than they had all year combined.
Yeah, I think, so the Kansas City continues to struggle, and Andy Reid knows it, and Pat Mahomes knows it, and they know that they've got to, somehow find themselves each week. They keep thinking that's going to be the week where they get it going. But for the Packers defensively, boy, it'd be a real shame if this defensive effort is wasted.
Townsend, it's a beauty. Amari Rodgers from inside the 35. No flag on that initial block as Shamar Jean-Charles made sure to the official that he did not shove the Kansas City player in the back. And a 64-yard punt, but a 16-yard return by the rookie Rodgers. One lucky winner hit Fox Super 6's TNF jackpot. And you have a chance to win $25,000 doing the same thing this week. You scan the QR code now and enter the TNF challenge by this Thursday for your chance to win. It's free to play. Just download the app. Packers get it right back. That drive lasted less than a minute by Kansas City. When they're on 46, Love throws out of the reach of Adams.
Well, Spagnuolo didn't waste any time. This time he brings 6 on first down. Just not going to allow here at midfield Love to get comfortable, and he's not. I mean, he really has not for the most part. You think that as the quick turnaround defensively for Kansas City, having to get back out on the field, maybe they're a little tired, and that'll help this offensive line, because Jaron Reed has gotten some good push, and so has Chris Jones on the last couple of possessions.
Jones was in there on that first down play. 2nd and 10. Extra men on the rush. Love floats it for Adams. It's not there. Another blitz from Kansas City.
Yeah, this time instead of 6, they bring 7. So they're hanging themselves out. I mean, they're confident that they can get there, and if they can't, like right here, that they're not going to connect. I mean, I just can't imagine that Steve Spagnuolo would be doing this with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and one-on-one on the outside with Davante Adams. I mean, I just don't think there's any way that would happen. But the Packers just have not been able to make them pay on any of those opportunities.
3rd down and 10. Love throws. He's got Cobb. Cobb's got a long way to go, and he's got it. Big first down for Green Bay. And the veteran Cobb for 15 on 3rd and 10.
Well, that works. Get the ball into his hands quickly and let him go see what he can do. Obviously, he's been a good returner through his career. He's got some space.
That is the first 3rd down conversion by the Packers in the game. 15 yards on 3rd and 10. They're 1 for 10 on 3rd down. Love throws it. Adams out of his reach and out of bounds. Frank Clark with pressure on Jordan Love.
You may play 15 years in the league and not get a better opportunity than this. Davante Adams beats his man, Fenton. He's waiting for it, but I don't know if Love doesn't see that he inside releases it, but the safety was nowhere to be found. Sometimes if a safety's a threat, then as a quarterback, you're going to lay it more to the boundary. That was out of bounds, but he beat his man so quickly, anything within the reach of Davante Adams is a touchdown.
Here is Aaron Jones to the 34. Tershawn Wharton made the stop for Kansas City. Just over 6.5 to go. 3rd down and 6. Packers down 13. Coming off that big win in Arizona.
The Packers are huddling up, but they got to there's got to be more urgency. I understand huddling, but you just got to get these guys in the huddle faster and out of the huddle faster and get the ball snapped.
Jones takes it and gets it. The Packers run it on 3rd and 6, and Aaron Jones gets 9.
Boy, he got 9, and it was close to being a house call. If they're not able to make the tackle here at the end of this play, the last line of defense, and for a minute there, it looked like he might just split it.
Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Green Bay. Blitz again. Passes out of the reach of Randall Cobb. The great quarterbacks, you blitz at your own peril. And against the young Jordan Love, they are blitzing without thinking twice.
They are, and sometimes the blitz cleans things up for a young quarterback because now you've got one-on-one. You don't even have to read the defense. You just know that, hey, pick a guy and let it go.
They blitzed Love 17 times in this game.
Yeah, they have not held back.
Pass over the middle is caught. That's the tight end, DeGuara. Gain of 5.
And as soon as you think you know what Spagnuolo's going to do, then all of a sudden he drops out there. He plays coverage. Has safeties over the top on the outside receivers and then zone in the middle. But there's nobody in the middle of the field. There's nobody here.
This one for Cobb. And broken up. Snead again. That brings up 4th down.
Well, if he's got Lazard here and nobody in the middle, if he gets the ball to Lazard, I mean, Lazard picks up the 1st down, and who knows, maybe he scores. But when you see nobody's in the middle, then find somebody who's getting to the middle. But look, I mean, we pointed it out. I mean, a young player making his first start, and it's a lot.
Timeout is taken on the field with exactly 5 minutes left, as Matt LaFleur wants to be sure of this play call. Any chance to come back. Rests on this 4th down and 5. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck and the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. And we've seen some stretches here where Jordan Love has gotten into the flow of the game and has been able to complete passes, but can't sustain it.
Can't sustain it. I mean, it is a lot. I mean, it's a tough environment. It's a hard place to play when you don't have that kind of experience. It's a hard place to play even if you're a 10, 15-year veteran. So he's getting thrown in there and sink or swim, and so far it's been really tough. But it's all right here as to whether or not they're going to give themselves a chance.
This one for Lazard. Makes a play. Touchdown, Packers. Sorensen missed on the tackle, and Lazard just ducked his head. And that's the first touchdown throw by young Jordan Love.
Alan Lazard at Sorensen, he's struggled. He has had a tough time this year. He's given up some plays. He's given up some big plays. He just has been in a bit of a slump, and Lazard beats him not only for the completion in the 1st down, but then the missed tackle allows him to score.
Can they knock one through the uprights? They can. Well, there it is for Jordan Love. 20 yards on 4th and 5 for the touchdown to Lazard, his 3rd of the year.
Pretty good route there by Lazard. And Sorensen initially, he was trying to get into position at the snap of the ball. He was outside leverage at the time the ball was snapped, but Lazard, he stayed on his track. He was able to get him turned. And then more importantly, make him miss for the score. So the defense has been so good. There's Mom and and the girlfriend, they have something to hug about.
And so do Jordan Love and Alan Lazard.
You know, that's good. Now, with this defense, as good as they've played, Green Bay's, you know, they've got to make a stop. And they've been making a lot of stops, but now they've got to make one more.
McCole Hardman waiting for the kick from Crosby. From inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 20. Well, Kansas City, they need to move the chains. Now they lead by 6. Just 11 first downs in the game for the Chiefs. And 6 of those first downs came on the first drive of the game. So only 5 first downs since the first time they possessed it. As you look at the quarterback numbers.
Well, and for the first time, they have a little pressure on their shoulders. See how they respond.
Here's a handoff. Williams is tripped up. What a game for Chris Barnes.
That is so good by Chris Barnes, continuing to do what he has done throughout the game. That there's the lane. These good running backs in the NFL, they're going to find the gap. I mean, they're going to find the holes, and here he comes, thinking he's got something. And here comes big number 51 cleaning it up.
Team high 8 tackles for Barnes. Mahomes wide open as Kelsey. And Travis Kelsey for 23.
Well, the linebackers, they're not disciplined with their eyes, and so the movement happens across the formation right there, and they get to looking in the backfield. And Mahomes, you see the eyes of the linebackers, and they're looking in the backfield as opposed to Travis Kelsey, who runs right past them and hooks up in the zone.
Just the second play for the Chiefs all game of over 20 yards. Boy, did they need that. A hand to Williams. He gets 2, and T.J. Slayton, who's taken over for Kenny Clark, makes that stop.
He's down.
Is that Lancaster? Tyler Lancaster is down and unable to get up, which stops the clock with 3:13 left after a 2-yard carry by Darrell Williams. We'll take a break and come back. 2nd and 8 for Kansas City. GEHA Field at Arrowhead. Kansas City, Missouri, and 2nd and 8. Lancaster popped up. He got his ankle trapped beneath some bodies, and back to work the rookie Jack Heflin. Chiefs, who came in with 19 giveaways, the most in the NFL, have not turned the ball over. 2nd and 8. Hardman, King, first down. And Hardman got up and put his hand into the chest of Kevin King. No flags. And you can see Andy Reid at the bottom of the screen upset with what Hardman just did.
Yeah, no kidding. It's the last thing they need. Yeah, that's not smart. I mean, he's fortunate. You know,
Packers
those officials have been all over it. Yeah, Packers call the timeout. They have 1 left. Yeah, really fortunate wasn't a penalty there.
So first down now, and with 2:37 left, Green Bay has 1 timeout in the 2-minute warning to stop the clock.
Yeah, they got 1 last chance to make a stop.
Tyler Lancaster back in there for the Packers.
Hey, we're good.
Here's Williams. Slayton with a tackle, a gain of 3. Timeout, Green Bay. They're out of timeouts. So that's obviously a key stat for this team that's been heavily penalized in the 19 giveaways, the most in the league. Better in this one, no turnovers, leading by 6 and faced with 2nd and 7 with 2.5 to go.
And we've talked a lot about the inconsistencies of the Chiefs offensively, but that is the real positive to come out of this, because this game may look different. It might not, with the way Green Bay's played on the offensive side of the ball, but not turning the ball over, especially against this Packers defense that has had at least 2 takeaways in every game but 2 this year. So they have really feasted on the takeaways. They haven't been able to get them against this offense that has been given it to a lot of teams.
Hand off to Williams. Slayton again. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yep, so now it all comes down here to 3rd down. And whether they make a stop, and then what Andy Reid, if they do make a stop, what Andy Reid decides to do as to whether or not he goes for it.
So just to finish the story on the turnovers and the penalty yards, no turnovers and just 28 penalty yards marked off against the Chiefs. If they convert on 3rd down and 5, they will secure win number 5 on the year. We'll find out when we come back. We have a new audience that is joining us. Mason Crosby had 1 miss on a field goal try of 40 yards, a 37-yarder blocked in the first half. 6-point affair. Well, Harrison Butker has hit from 24 and 55 a season long. 3rd down and 5. Green Bay no timeouts. And that's going to be an extra 5 yards as Wiley left too early.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Chiefs lost Lucas Niang early, and Wiley is taken over at right tackle, and he's guilty of the false start.
Well, it's a good decision here for Andy Reid as far as, do you throw it to pick it up, or do you run it? You're unlikely to make it, but you run off 40 more seconds and you punt and you pin them way back, or you risk stopping the clock and not converting. I mean, that kind of time is big when an offense needs to go score a touchdown.
Mahomes chased. Gary didn't get there. Pass caught. 1st down, Kansas City. As Mahomes on the run, outrunning Rashawn Gary, completes for 13.
It's a really good job, one by Mahomes, but then also by Tyreek Hill, when him just finding his way, starts up the field, but it's just the chemistry that he has with Mahomes and knowing what his quarterback wanted him to do to free himself and complete the pass. There's a lot of freedom for these receivers to do those kinds of things, and of course that was a scramble drill, so a little bit different, but just really good chemistry there between he and Mahomes and being able to convert and ice this game.
Patrick Mahomes doing Mahomes-type things on 3rd and 10, completing for 13. An early touchdown to Travis Kelce, but no touchdown since for Kansas City. 1 miss, 1 field goal blocked for Crosby. Butker, right before half, hit from 55. Jordan Love was picked by L'Jarius Sneed. Then the next time they had it, down the field, and a touchdown throw to Allen Lazard for 20 yards. His first in the NFL, Jordan Love. And then moments ago, Tyreek Hill securing that catch and securing this win. Well, the Chiefs still don't look like the same team that's been to 3 straight AFC Championship games and 2 straight Super Bowls. Maybe they can build off that. And the Packers, you know, the one thing they do get is they're going to walk out of here, it appears, 7-2. This defense played a great game.
Yeah.
And if they continue to play like this and they get Aaron Rodgers back either in their next game at home against Seattle or after that, this is a really formidable Green Bay Packers team.
There's no question. And coming off last week's win against Arizona, the defense played great. They played great again here tonight. Kansas City did just enough in order to win this game. But tough night for the second-year player, Jordan Love. And you know, he'll be better whenever he gets his next shot.
Andy Reid and Matt LaFleur come together, and for Reid, career win number 225 and now 226 to tie Curly Lambeau for 5th on the all-time list. A win for the Kansas City Chiefs. A big conversion on